Cooking with JB, the barbecue man. Hey everybody, what's going on? Merry Christmas, and today we're going to be grilling up something really delicious on the barbecue pit. Grilled shrimp that I've peeled and prepared, and barbecue cooked baked potatoes. So stay tuned. Today's cook is going to start off with russets. You can't ever trust a russet. Red potatoes you can trust, but from what I've been told is you can't trust a russet. Isn't that right, Madeline?
It is.
Well, what else are we going to be throwing on the barbecue pit today? Why, it's extra jumbo Gulf brown shrimp with the shell on. And I'm going to show you guys how I like to peel them and devein them before they go onto the barbecue pit. Okay guys, this is a voiceover because it's just too hard for me to try to do everything and talk and not have background noise. So what I'm doing first off is I'm peeling this brown shrimp. And all you got to do is just make sure you remove all the shell as best you can and then pop that tail off. So you just go one by one, and I'm not going to bore you guys with a long portion of me peeling and deveining shrimp. So I'm just going to show y'all real quick these few shrimp of how I peel them and how I devein them. And then I'm just going to let you guys know it took me about 20 to 25 minutes to peel and devein about 45 these big brown Gulf shrimp. I live a little over 100 miles from the Texas Gulf Coast, so we got some pretty good deals on shrimp, and we get some pretty good product. So at my house, we like to cook shrimp pretty regularly. Both of my kids like shrimp, and my wife and I also like shrimp. Now, you can do this with the shell on. A lot of people do it that way, but my family prefers me to peel it and devein it ahead of time. You get some of that gunk out of there. It's a little bit cleaner, and then you don't have to worry about peeling them after they're cooked. But you can definitely cook them shell on if you want to. I know lots of people who do it that way. So like I said, just peel all the good shell off of that shrimp. Peel that tail off. And then once you get all your shrimp peeled, what you're going to do is take you a sharp fillet knife. And remember, be careful. The fillet knife is sharp, or at least it should be sharp. Grab your shrimp, kind of pinch it, and then right down that back. Don't go too deep. You don't want to cut yourself, and you don't want to slice the shrimp in half. You'll peel the skin along his back and grab those guts out of there. You see that? They pop right out of there. I'm going to show you guys a little bit closer view of what all that looks like. Now, what I've been told is that gunk inside there, or poop, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's the innards, the guts of the shrimp. That stuff actually contains a lot of the iodine that's in the shrimp, and that's what people are allergic to with shellfish, is usually iodine, and that's what can cause them to have a bad reaction, is if they're allergic to iodine. And I've heard, and don't quote me on this, but I've heard if you devein shrimp and remove some of that out of there, less likely that if you do have a mild shrimp allergy that you'll have any type of reaction. So go ahead, and if you're worried about it, just devein your shrimp, and that's one less thing to worry about. And it also tastes better because you're getting some of that, those innards, that gross part of the shrimp. You're getting it out of there. And I'm not going to show you guys on film here, but once I'm done deveining all my shrimp, I run them under like a sprayer, like on my faucet, real cold, and I just rinse them off. So if we look in here, you guys can see that. Yep, that's the gut line, the poop line, whatever you want to call it, in a shrimp. And that's really what you want right there. You want to remove it, and then as you can see, there's no more of that gut line in there, and that is a peeled and deveined shrimp. All right, so now what we're going to do, now that I got them peeled and deveined, I'm going to dump them back onto my cutting board here. And yes, that's a custom cutting board I made out of a piece of Texas mesquite. And we're going to season them up a little bit. I'm using Tony Chachere's no salt added seasoning. It's kind of a Cajun flavor seasoning, and there's no salt added, because here in a little bit I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, pepper, and salt to it. So a little bit of a type of SPG. But this is Tony Chachere's no salt added seasoning. And this is also great for somebody who's watching their salt intake, their sodium intake. I'm not adding any butter to this. My son has an allergy to milk protein, so he cannot have any butter or cheese or anything like that. So these shrimp are strictly getting deveined, they're peeled, deveined, seasoned. I washed them up real good. I'm seasoning them up real good now. And then what I'm going to do is once they're seasoned up real good, I'm going to mix them up real good, and I'm going to put them back into their bowls and back into the fridge just to kind of let that seasoning set on them. So there it is, Tony Chachere's no salt added seasoning. And now we're looking at McCormick mix, garlic herb, it's pepper, sea salt, and some garlic on there. So it's basically an SPG. So if you guys have a particular type of SPG you like, I follow it up on this shrimp after I put the Tony Chachere's, which is kind of a more of a Cajun seasoning, and it seems to taste really good. That's a combination I really like. And now I'm just mixing the shrimp, just mixing it all together, just working those shrimp, making sure they get it evenly coated as possible. And then once I feel that they've been coated as best as they need to be, I can go ahead and oh yeah, I'm proud of myself. I can go ahead and put those back in the bowls. And then I got some aluminum foil underneath this cutting board. I'm going to use those 2 pieces of aluminum foil to put aluminum foil over my bowls and put my bowls back in the fridge. And I'll show you what you guys what that looks like here in just 1 second. All right, these shrimp are all wrapped up in their aluminum foil and they're ready to go in the fridge. All right, everybody, the potatoes are on. I'm gonna get this thing closed up, and at about 400 degrees or so, it'll take about an hour. You'll have some nice smoky barbecue cooked baked potatoes. Guys, it's been about 30 minutes and I just rolled them over. What you want to do is just start feeling on these potatoes, and when they start to soften up, that means that they're getting cooked. So they're hot, so be careful. But like this one, it's starting to soften up. And then once they get soft where you can kind of squish on them, then they're about done. And if you like to have them an overbaked potato, get them to the point where they're real squishy, and then they're done. Alright everybody, it's been about an hour, and that's what you want. Perfect. And yes, they are hot, but they feel great. Woo-hoo. And those potatoes are donezo. Let's pull them off. And what I'll do is, it gets closer to time to eat, is we just nuke them back in the microwave to warm them up, because they've already got a nice, perfect, smoky barbecue pit flavor on them. What do you guys think about that? Those look like some pretty good marinated shrimp to me. Just about time to get them on the barbecue pit. I threw those bad boys on as well. I'm doing a little surf and turf, but I figure might as well just focus on the shrimp on this go round. But those New York strips, prime New York strips, do look pretty good. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how I like to put them on here. Just zoom out just a tad. I think that looks pretty good. Right about there. Alright, slap them on. Start grabbing them. Start separating them. Shrimp does not take long, guys. Yeah, they're going to stick a little bit. I'm not too worried about that. I'll peel them off. Alright, take my next go around. I'm not trying to put them right too close to the fireside. In fact, I'm going to pull that one over. All I'm doing is just spreading them out. There we go. There we go. Yeah, some of these will be a little bit hotter. So I am going to put them a little bit closer to the fire. That's alright. You just got to watch them. When they start to get cooked too fast, you just move them. Swap them with the ones that are on the farther side. Because this is basically, it's still an indirect. What I'm trying to do. So let's close her up and give them a minute or two. Alright guys, it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm going to open it back up. Let's take my tongs here, them over. Like I said, they might get a little stuck. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. In fact, I'm gonna move a couple of these over the hot part of the fire. Just to let them finish. Because it does not take long, guys. Shrimp is about a 5-minute cook on about a 450 degree fire. It is not long. Very fast. And the next time I open this up, you'll see that they are that they'll probably be done. Alright, let's close them back up. Alright guys, we just about hit the 5-minute mark. So let's open her up. There we go. How does that look? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to plate these. I'm going to pull them off, plate them, and then I'll show you a video of what the steak and shrimp and the potatoes look like. Alright guys, that's it. Look here, my daughter's already wanted to dig into those baked potatoes that I peeled for them there. You got your good shrimp. They look good and done. They were about 5 minutes on at about 400 degrees or so. And then look at that, 2 medium rare prime New York strips. So just to reiterate, the shrimp shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes. Flip them after about 2.5 minutes on each side. They get nice golden brown, orange, crispy hue to them. And that means they're ready to eat. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to making another video for y'all. And hopefully you all had a very Merry Christmas.